On August 4th, 2025, Attorney General Pam Bondi directed federal prosecutors to convene a grand jury to investigate allegations that the officials from the Obama administration, including Obama himself and Hillary, committed federal crimes related to the assessment of Russia interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. My friends, my fellow Americans, my fellow global citizens, it's now officially payback time. This stems from a criminal referral by Director of National Intelligence, DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, who declassified documents just a few weeks ago claiming that the Obama team manufactured intelligence to falsely link our president, Donald Trump, to the Russian collusion. Here's what longtime attorney, investigator, and political contributor Jonathan Turley just posted on X. Check this out. Jonathan Turley just posted this saying, half the lawyers in Washington just went under retainer, and it seems like the other half are retaining them. Now, you might be saying, Nez, is this just another smoke and mirrors play? Is anything going to come of this? Your boy Nez always has you covered. I am going to be doing exactly what I always do, sharing with you all the due diligence, all the research that I have done. And if you want a copy of these notes, as I always believe, as our president does, in radical transparency, I'm going to share with you how you can get this for free. Ladies and gentlemen, this is really, really serious. Okay, so let's get right into it. Without further ado, the DOJ launches a grand jury into Russiagate conspiracy. This is what you need to know, why, and why it matters. What just happened? The Department of Justice has officially launched a grand jury investigation. This probe targets allegations that the original Russiagate investigation, 2016 to 2017, which, by the way, it's been going on for 10 years because it started right after the literally like within weeks, Obama and Hillary were calling Trump Russia's puppet, Putin's puppet, was itself based on false manipulated information. Essentially, what the DOJ is asking, this is really important to understand. What the DOJ is essentially asking is, did government officials or others conspire to create a false narrative about Trump-Russia collusion? You all know what my answer is. You all know, I think I have an idea of what your answer is. The answer is definitely yes. Now, why does this even matter? Why is this huge? Because a grand jury, my fellow global citizens, my fellow Americans, equals serious business. This isn't a casual review, guys. This isn't just playing around. This isn't just documents. This isn't just saying, hey, we're going to go get them. A grand jury means subpoenas can be issued, witnesses called, and evidence gathered under oath. This signals that the DOJ believes there is credible evidence of wrongdoing tied to FBI and DOJ officials, political operatives, contractors involved in the Steele dossier, and surveillance requests. This could also reopen questions about the origins. This is really big. I mean, this could blow the whole entire collusion, conspiracy, treasonous acts of sedition, and false lying to the American people, lying to the world narrative that they pushed for a decade. So this could reopen those questions about the origins and whether laws were broken in 2016 and 2017. So what is being investigated? False FISA warrants were surveillance warrants on Trump campaign officials based on fabricated or manipulated evidence. The Steele dossier was that infamous dossier knowingly used despite being unreliable. We all know it was. Tulsi Gabbard said it definitely was. There's proof. There's documentation. There's evidence. There's also a lot of key witnesses that didn't want to go along with this, that tried to warn Obama. He still went ahead and pushed the narrative. So we know that to be true. Now it's up to the grand jury. Coordination between government and political campaigns. Were there back channel efforts to target Trump's campaign for political gain? So what could happen next? This is really, really big right here. I want you to pay really close attention to this. Okay, so subpoenas and testimonies. High profile figures could be called to testify under oath. We're talking Obama, Hillary, nobody is above the law. Nobody is above this. That's how serious this is. Document seizures, emails, memos, and classified communication could come under scrutiny. Indictments possible. If crimes like perjury, conspiracy, or obstruction of justice are found, criminal charges could follow. And here are the potential outcomes. Criminal charges against key figures, former intelligence or DOJ officials, could face serious legal jeopardy. And yes, that includes getting handcuffed, getting arrested, being detained, possibly being deported, but more importantly, possibly spending some time inside a cold, dark prison cell. Obviously, this could include massive political fallout. You could expect renewed debates over election interference, government weaponization, and deep state narratives. I already just saw, because I have to do this. You don't have to do this. I don't encourage you or recommend you do this, but I'm already seeing all sorts of ridiculous pushback efforts by MSNBC, CNN, ABC, all of them saying this is just weaponization of the DOJ. Something they did for 15 years, 10 years, God knows how long. They tried to smear him, discredit him, debank him. They tried to imprison him, assassinate. Now is it all making sense, y'all? Is it all making sense why they tried to assassinate him? I think it is. This is what they were afraid of. This is causing serious tremors in Hillary Clinton's britches. I can guarantee you that. So you're going to see a lot of political fallout. Reforms and resignations could trigger sweeping reforms in DOJ and FBI protocols, which is long overdue. That's called AKA draining the swamp. Now, I have to do this as somebody who is an ethical investigator, broadcaster, and reporter. Nothing major could happen. If evidence is weak, it might end quickly, but the political storm will rage on. So I put that in there just because I have to be objective. I have to be authentic, to be honest. Nothing major could happen, but the likelihood of that, and I mean this sincerely, you guys have been with me for a long time. You trust my perspective and take on things. There's so much that if nothing major happens, I think that would be not only a travesty of justice, but it would mean political ramifications, political power plays that we never even heard of. There's so much evidence. There's so much conclusive, documented proof that there was foul play abound. Now, why you should care. This is a historic precedent. This could become one of the biggest political scandals in modern U.S. history. I have said that many, many times. This will also impact 2026 and beyond. We got the midterms coming up, right? The midterms are really, really important. The Hippocrats, aka the Democrats, they actually think they're doing well. They actually think they're winning. They actually are endorsing a known Bolshevik communist socialist in Zohran Mamdani. So it's just nuts to me that the Democrats are doing this. I mean, imagine, I posted this on X earlier today. Imagine a company gets a report because they have the worst approval rating in the history of politics. It's like, imagine a company, if this was in the free market and free enterprise, these guys would all be fired. Imagine a company gets a report that profits are the worst they've ever been in company history. And then the company's response to that, to circumvent that, is to do the exact same thing. That's what they're doing. They hate America. They fight law enforcement. They fight the Constitution. They never, ever once have stood up and said, congratulations, President Trump, on securing our border. Congratulations on reorchestrating global trade in our favor, finally getting deals. President Trump's made deal after deal after deal, working tirelessly, ceaselessly. They should all be fired. They should all resign. So the biggest impact immediately will be 2026 in the midterms. But I have to put this in there contextually. The findings could influence public trust in elections, law enforcement, and even future presidential races. If you lie, as President Trump said, he posted this recently, the truth is the truth, and the truth will always find a way out. And I couldn't agree more, President Trump. Let me give you just a little bit of information on this grand jury, too. This federal grand jury is a panel of 16 to 23 citizens who will be impaneled in a secret location to review evidence presented by prosecutors. So this also includes subpoenas for documents, witness testimonies, analysis of declassified materials from Gabbard, and everything is closed door. So this is really interesting about a grand jury. Everything is closed door and there's no defense representation allowed initially. This is huge. Prosecutors will be able to build a case around potential crimes like perjury, obstruction of justice, conspiracy to defraud the U.S., and there's going to be kind of a key focus on those emails, memos, and intelligence reports from 2016 showing manipulation. This could last months with possible appeals over classified info. But I think that's important to note. Grand jury, that's why I said serious business. This is big. This is huge. Remember what I said in that video where we went live and Tulsi Gabbard made that huge announcement with Caroline Leavitt saying, this is it. We have it. We have proof. We have conclusive evidence that Obama architected the largest coup in political history. It makes Watergate look like literally petty theft at a 7-Eleven store stealing a stick of gum. That's how huge this is. And I said, the ball is in your court. What did I say at the end of that video? The ball is in your court, Pam. And we, the American people, the globe, demand answers and justice. This is her response. And this is big. So while I say, just to be fair and equivocal, nothing major is a potential outcome, it's like 90% least likeliest outcome that could happen. I can't wait to see what happens from this. As always, your boy Nez is always going to keep you up to date, always going to keep you in the loop. Make sure you subscribe, follow, tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps us out immeasurably. I said that if you wanted a copy of these notes for free, and I got a lot more than what I just discussed in this video for brevity's sake, all you need to do is go check it out in the description and in the pinned comment. Click on that link, and you can get these notes for free. I'm so looking forward to your comments. I can't wait to hear what you think of this. Let me know down below. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed what I posted earlier. Check out my, tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you. May God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.